Hey guys, and welcome back to your third installment of zennoposter tutorials. My name is Thumper, and today I shall be showing you how to work with files using table processing and list processing. Before I start though, I just want to go into a bit more detail about variables and explain what they are and how to use them. Basically, a variable is it can be anything really, an email address, password, username, text that you've scraped off of a page, sorry. And basically it's a internal memory, the best way to explain it. It's something that's prone to change or can change, or it stays in a certain pattern like 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, so on. Easiest way to show you would be to get crack on with the tutorials, and hopefully you'll pick it up as we go along. So let's start. First off, you want to go to your advanced editor. Once you're on your advanced editor page, you need to decide what you want to use, whether you want to use a list or a table. Best way to explain this one, to let you choose, is if I open it up quickly. I've made a couple of lists and a table for you. I forgot to add the passwords and that. Sorry, 2 secs. Right, so that's the table done. Save that quickly, and the list. Right, so basically, with a table, you can have more than one value on the line, and then say to zennoposter, like, use part A, part B, or part C. With lists, it won't. So you can only have one item per row, like per line, basically. So like item 1, item 2, item 3, item 4. Basically, so how to use them is drop in your list and your table, whatever one you want to use. Right click it at the bottom here, click rename, and then rename it. So name the list items. Same for your table. I'll be using it as login credentials basically, so rename it creds. Click OK. Right click it again and click edit. Now this part is pretty important, so I hope you're paying attention. Click load from file, because we're going to be using it from a file. Save changes to Liftoff file. Basically anything you do in the template, you can save it in the file itself. So say you use the email addresses. Obviously next time you run the program, you don't want it to be using the same email address again. So in a minute I'll be showing you how to delete it as you take it, and then selecting that, it makes it save it to the file. Leave the empty file, that's down to you. I mean, I have that checked. This part here, file path, you can click it. If it's only going to be you that's using it and the directory ain't going to change, then you can click it and say to it, right, basically use that, and it'll load it up like that. As you can see, it's loaded it into here. If you're planning on moving the template to somewhere else, or you're selling it to someone else or something else, your best bet would be to basically do one of the opening curly brackets, I can't remember the name, hyphen, capital P, RO, and then down to project. Once you're on there, press period, full stop, whatever you want to call it, and then highlight directory, press enter, and it fills the rest out for you, and then obviously the name of your file. Once that's done, close that. Double check it saved it, because this is a zennoposter 5 beta mode, so it's still a bit buggy. Last time I tried making this tutorial for you, it deleted project directory. So once that's done, drag in your list processing or your table processing, whatever one you're doing. Right click it, select edit, and then top drop down menu, you select your list. Second drop down menu, select an action. You've got loads of options here, so you can add text to the list and then save that list to the file, bind the list to the file, save it to a file, sort it into ascending and descending, shuffle the elements of the list. So say to it you just want it to like shuffle the items in the list, again self-explanatory. Select a sub list, so a list within a list. remove duplicates, merge list items, so you can merge a list with a list, get a line, which is what we're going to be using, delete lines, get row count, add data from a list, or add a line. So in this case you want to be selecting get line. Select first random or specific number. Delete line after take deletes the line from the list, and it deletes it from the file, which is what I was just explaining to you just now. Now variables, put it to a variable. You can say to it, put it to a variable, click new, and then name your variable. So in this case I'll be naming it list item. Click create, and that is it, done pretty much. So drag and drop there, open up all variables quickly just so I can show you. Go over to debug mode, open up variables again, sorry. Right, hit restart, start debug, save it to, yep. And as you can see, it's now taken the first item from the list and put it to the value item 1 and the variable list item. So if we go over and check the file quickly, as you can see, item 1 has indeed disappeared and it has been replaced by item 2. And again, if we hit restart, it has now changed to item 2, which was the next item in the list, and again item 3 has now become line 1, and so on. So that's how you delete a line from a file, basically. The same for tables, which I'm going to be showing you in a minute. And then obviously with that variable you can use it in your templates. So I'll give you a quick example of that before we end this tutorial. Back over to Advanced Editor. Now with tables, it's a bit more advanced, but it's still pretty much the same as using the list, except you're working with columns as well. So you want to drag in table processing, edit, select your table, and then you've got the same options here: add a line, delete a line, take a line, get your row count, and so on. So you want to be taking a line, first random or specific number as well, remove after getting. Now you can either put it to your list, so you can basically get it, like, work with a table and a list, but in this case we want to put it to a variable. Now with this you can put more, you can basically create more than one variable. If I open up the file quickly and show you, table, minimize. Right, as you can probably see here, I've got my email, colon, pass, colon, user 1. Now the reason I've done that is because I want to work, basically I want to create an account on a website, and instead of working with a list and having it as like email, pass, user, email 2, pass 2, user 2 in each separate line, I basically want to save myself some time and effort and put it all onto one line. So you can use any item, like any key you want to use it there. I prefer to use colons, but some people use commas, semicolons, any special key basically. And then in your table, if you right click it and select edit, load it from a file, save changes of table to file, leave empty file. Now line separator, basically you can select your own. So say for instance I had that semicolon there, I could say to it, right, so to specify a new line I just put my semicolon in there. Don't know why you'd want to do that, as it could make you spend hours looking for a certain email credential. So your best bet is to basically have it set out how I just had it set out, and put in a return or enter key, whatever you want to call it, and under here select new line, and that basically tells it exactly what it is it's a new line, means a new row. Your column separator is this. So in this case, by default, it's got it selected as a semicolon, or you can use tab. But because I've used my own, select own and enter in whatever key it is that you've used to like identify each separate column. So if I load it up from the actual file itself, and I'll show you how it is. Right, so as you can see here, in column O, it's got all my emails, column B is my passwords, and column C is my usernames. Again, if you're planning on selling the template or moving it from one directory to another, use project directory. And then your file name. Close. Right, now here, as you just see, we've got column A, column B and column C. So column A was the emails, so you type in capital A, new variable, and name your variable. Same for column B and column C and D, E, F, so on. I believe you can have every single letter of the alphabet. I can't see you doing that, but just in case you do, that is actually possible. So once that's all sorted out, you can close it, and then if we go over to debug again, open up the variable window, hit restart. It's now taken it, and as you can see, list item value has disappeared because I haven't actually done that. Email has got the email, the password has got the pass, and the user has now got the user value. And that is pretty much all there is to calling for details from a file. To save it to a file, go over to your advanced editor again, drag and drop files in, right click, select an action, write text to a file, enter in your directory. So again, project directory if you're planning on selling it or moving it, and then name your file. So in this case I'll be doing example.txt, and then so this time, instead of using project or profile or anything like that, you want to be using variable, which is at the bottom. So highlight it, dot, and then it'll bring up a list of the variables that you've actually got in your template at the time. So I want to be saving it as email, followed by your column separator, variable, again followed by column separator, and lastly variable followed by the name of your variable. Append it to file. If it's an empty file, then it don't really need to be checked, but say for instance you're creating accounts on Facebook or Tumblr or Twitter or wherever, and you've already created some accounts and you're running the template again and you don't want it to overwrite the files, the account details that's already in the file, sorry, select append to file. If that's unchecked, it will delete everything in the file and start it from line 0 again. Add line break at the end is exactly what it says it is. Line break is simply that. So it comes out in rows or columns, rows, sorry. And that is that. So if I run that quickly and just show you. Alright, project success. If we come over to it, project directory example, and there you go, it's now got email 2, pass, user 2. So that's all there is to basically use, like using files and saving to files. Now if yeah, I've got enough time. Right, so if I delete that quickly. Now say for instance, I don't know, Tumblr. I love Tumblr. Forgot to hit record. Right. Drag and drop that in there quickly. Right. Tumblr.com. Let that load up. Now the perks of working with a table, as I've said, is it allows you to get more than one detail for an account at one time without having to say to it, keep going back to the file, go back to the file, so on, so on. It's only got to go back to it from once. Right, so once you're on the page that you want, simply click the field that you want. Just quickly, there is basically a way to basically make sure that you're definitely on the page you want. Look for an element that's always 100% guaranteed to be on that page. Highlight it, right click, select create check of text presence, and that's there. Click OK, and it's now there. I hate having it like that, so simply right click on the step that you want, create new group, and it separates it. So then you can say to it, right, go there, take text, and then it's going to use some JavaScript to convert the text ready for some logic. I'll show you a more advanced tutorial on logic a bit later on, but just for now we'll use it quickly. So now we can say to it, right, if that text ain't there, restart the template. Else, if it is there, make the steps quickly. I've got me emulation set up quite high, so that might be like that'll explain why it takes quite a while to fill out the details. Okay, so that's done. Drag and drop that down there. I have no idea why that appeared up there. Do the password quickly. And again, it's put it up there. And lastly, set value from profile, nickname. No doubt it's going to put it up there again. Yep. Right, so now that's done, we can say to it, right, else if it's there, do your email, password and nickname. Now because we want to use the emails and the passwords that we've just got, you've got two ways of doing this. You can either go back to your advanced editor, right click it, select edit, and then delete what's in there and replace it with variable email, or whatever the variable name is that you've done. Or in the debug mode, you can say, right, Windows, action property. Let me just close my log quickly, otherwise we're going to get a bit cramped in here. Right, so now it's open. Click on the step, and you can do it all from here. So again, we want to be using variable pass. And lastly, variable username. Okay, so now that's done, you can click use sign up and start posting. Yeah, right. Just quickly, I weren't expecting this, but perfect timing. Now, what I was just saying about the logical if step, you can now say to it, right, so this email address is already in use. Highlight, create check text presence, click OK, close the action property quickly. Oh, I'm not recording, sorry. Create checker text presence, OK, and bingo. Right. Create new group. Now we can say to it, right, take text, or actually no, I'm going to add a pause step in there in a minute. Remove the ingoing lines, I'll add that now quickly. Pause steps are really good, because if something takes a while or you've got a slow internet connection and it takes ages to start, you can say to it, right, no worries. Drag in a pause step, edit, wait an exact amount of time, so say 8 seconds, and then proceed. So, it didn't record me saying to it, right, click start, record. That's better. Right, go back over to Advanced Editor. Drag you down a bit. Put you in now. Right, now you can say to it, right, after you've clicked, pause 8 seconds and then check that. It's now going to check for the if it's not true, if it is true, so on, so on. Now, obviously, because we don't want to be going basically all the way back to the beginning and clearing the cookies, clearing the cache, going to Tumblr and waiting for that to load and that, we can simply copy that step, place that there. Oh, wrong one. Right, if it's true, get new line. Once it's got the line, redo the email and the password. And then click so on, so on, so on. Else, if it's false, so let me just fill out a junk email. I can't see this being used, but don't know. Me and my mates pretty much spam Tumblr, so yeah, it may well be used. Right, so sign up and start posting again. Right. Copy that in, paste that there. Right, else if false, actually no, we don't need that, my bad. How old are you? Or you can say to it, right, now I need you to check for I have read and understood and agreed to the Tumblr terms of service, so on, so on. Set the age. Oh, why is that set it as false? I don't want it as false, I want it as true. Oh my god, zennoposter, stop bugging out on me. Thank you. Right, remove, remove. Thank you, right. Set that to true, thank you. That's better. Yeah guys, these bugs that you're seeing happening now, as I said in the previous tutorials, this is zennoposter 5 beta mode. It's only available to pro users at the moment, so if you're not a pro user, or even if you've just bought it as pro, then I'd recommend using zennoposter 4 at the moment until the bugs get worked out. Zennoposter 4 is as stable as anything. I mean, this one's pretty much stable, but as you can see, it still does give you the odd bug. It's beta mode, what can you say? Right, okay. Done. Right. Now, if I hit restart, right, so it's going to fly through it, it's going to go to Tumblr, it's now got me variables, if I can get it open. You're going to open? Yep, there you go. So email free at email.com, pass and user. Right, so as you can see, logical if step was there, so it found that text. It's now going through the credentials. This is where the debugging comes into it. So basically, it's saying to me, do I need to do this? Do I need to do that? The password must be at least 5 characters long, so on, so on. But that is pretty much all there is to working with variables. As you can see, I mean, like, this template was just a quick template, so obviously it ain't gonna work first time. But I hope this has given you a good idea of how to use variables, how to use your files, and so on, so on. Obviously, at the end of it, say that ad just made a successful account, all you'd have to do is drop in a file processing step, say to it, right, successful account, save to this one. If it's an unsuccessful account, save to this file, and say to it what variables to save, so on, so on, so on. And I think that is pretty much all there is to show you for this one, guys. Just a quick short one, and drag that up there, make it look all pretty for you. So yeah, that's all there is to working with files, guys. How to read from a file, how to save it to a file, how to assign it to variables. What a variable is, as you see, the variable changed as I kept relooping the template. Yeah, guys, I hope you've enjoyed. Don't forget to subscribe for future tutorials. We're a new channel at the moment, so we ain't actually got a lot of videos up, but we're working on it as fast as we can. This is the first full-on tutorial. The first two were just basically showing you the buttons and that. Next tutorial, I'll show you how to work with Logic actually. That way you can crack on with making yourself some good templates. Sorry. I mean, just go and play around with it. It's an easy program to learn. It's a great program, to be fair. I was a bit dubious about buying it at first because of the price tag, but I can guarantee you now, all my doubts of buying it have definitely paid off. Like, I've doubled my money back from buying this program. It is a great program. So yeah, next tutorial will be Logic. That'll probably end up being a 2-part episode, to be fair, because Logic is quite a big step to learn. But yeah, I hope you're looking forward to it, guys. As I said, don't forget to subscribe, give us a like if we've helped you out, as it helps us out. Take care, guys, and I shall speak to you next time. Bye.